So let me share with you today's topic about learning from failures. Now, when I was young, the funny thing is when I was not doing as well, or if I went through failure or failed to achieve what I wanted to do, people would tell me, well, just do better next time. And I felt very self conscious when I was younger because, well, it's easy to say just do better, but how do I do better? And in the last few years, I've learned that when you take the courage to try something new or do something that you used to, it takes some courage. It takes some courage because sometimes you don't know what the outcome will be. But taking action is the first step to try to achieve something great. When you try something and it works well, all the better for you, all the better for me. We are here to make the world a better place. But what happens if you try something and you encounter failure? What you need to figure out is not to take personally that you are a failure, but that the activity that you just finished failed to achieve your goals. And that's important because that's the first step to try to forgive yourself. When you try something and it doesn't work, what happens is you feel self-conscious, then you don't want to do it again. You feel that you're a failure, and what happens is that the feeling of it becomes toxic in your mind, in your heart, in your soul. By forgiving yourself, it's the first step to get rid of those toxic ideas. And what happens is, once you get rid of those, then it opens up your mind, your soul to learning. Because you want to figure out why it didn't work so that you can build on what you did. Then you learn. And by doing some learning, you can do more research. And by doing that, you are minimizing the chances of failing again. And guess what? Then you try the process again. You can try what you just finished. Or if you tried something, failed a little bit, and learned a lot, you can actually aim for bigger things. And that's what is success. As you probably know, one of the person I look up to is Evan Carmichael. And one of his saying is, do not fail to take action. And keep that in mind. If you take action, just that deserves a medal because many people in society prefers to stay put and observe what's going on instead of being active participants on improving the world. Whenever we take action, a few things can happen. First, we can succeed and learn great things. Second, we can fail and learn great things. And third, we could decide to do nothing and learn nothing. And that is something that I'm bringing forward in this channel because taking action is so important. I often say that people are doing the best they can with what they have. This goes the same with if you have kids that are in grade 4, they're doing the best they can with what they know. If you have someone who is an apprentice or a plumber, the person is doing the best they can with what they know. And the amazing thing is the more you know, the more you can get, the more you can move forward. So when people say, well, that person is doing the best they can with what they've got, well, my suggestion is, why don't you get more? Because if you get more, you'll be able to do more. I was listening to an interview about, and I think it was someone on Bloomberg, I think the Bloomberg channel, and the person said that in business, you don't know what you don't know. And I thought about it, and that's true. In life, most of the time, if nobody has told us how it works or different opportunities, we don't know. And people I could do the best I can, but if I don't know there's more, how would I be able to do so? In the United States right now, there's quite a bit of unrest with the events that happen in Minneapolis, and it's very sad for the Black community. But it's not just that one community. If you go back a few years, it was a Me Too movement because gender equity is important. Before that was anti-Semitism for a group of community. Was another group is sexual orientation. There's always unrest in our society because sometimes we don't know. And protests happening right now is a way to show us there's a problem, uh, to show there's a group in our communities that feel that there's no hope, and that's why they're not just protesting, but some of them are violent. And if you were to talk to them, you would realize that they're doing the best they can, knowing their situation, knowing what they know. And what I want you to know is to learn about the fact that when society fails in doing something, what can you do about that? So you could decide to go and protest out there, and I can have a lot of respect for people doing that right now. But there's also much more you can do. You can learn about politics. You can call the politician representing your area, provincially or federally in Canada, or in the different region, the governors or the governing bodies in different states and areas. You can do that so that you can influence um, the thinking of the main society. You could decide to write letters. You could decide to use the social networks, social media, to educate people. Because in many ways, I know a lot of things, but there's a lot of things I've learned in the last couple of weeks, and all of us can learn. So please be mindful that people are doing the best they can and support uh, different groups in our society, like the Black community, the LGBTQ 2+ group, gender equity, um, cultural equity, language equity, and even if from different place you live in a territory or a country. So today's message is about you helping the community. So I want you in your agenda to write down what you're going to do tomorrow to make our society a better place. To make a phone call, to send an email, to meet a representative that can actually change things. Protesting is a way, but there are so many other ways as well. I want you to find out what you can do on top of protesting. And on that note, stay safe and be safe in this time of COVID-19, and if you are protesting. So take care.